Okay, we're up and going. We'll give it a few seconds here and let a few people get jumped on with us for tonight's Sunday night chat. I've got all three formats coming up. I've got a couple of Facebook pages plus the YouTube channel. So hopefully things will go smooth tonight. YouTube guys, I've got you hardwired in. I was running my laptop on wireless, and the first couple times it worked great. The last couple times it didn't work at all. So hopefully we've got that problem fixed for our YouTube guys. So if you're on YouTube, let me know. Keep me posted if it's working out for you, and hopefully keep your fingers crossed it's going to cooperate this time. So anyway, Sunday night, April 26th. What do we got for tonight? As always, if you got any questions, throw them up there. Hey, we got Australia on. Great. Glad you're here with us, Australia. One thing I wanted to touch on tonight, and I get this question quite a bit, especially when we're doing some of the lives from the yard and things like that, is people ask about specific prices on things. That's so difficult to do, especially on a live. And a lot of times, and I don't put prices on the stuff on Facebook either. And the reason I do that is it's so important to have that conversation about what you guys actually need, what you're trying to accomplish, and things like that. A big part of what I do, obviously, there's value to the parts, but some of this stuff, the time is another huge factor that comes into this deal. If a guy wants to buy an engine and he says, I'm going to send you a check and I'm going to be there in 2 weeks, and when you have it out, all you have to do is pick it up, sit it in the back of my truck, and it leaves, that saves me a ton of time. So that's a big, big difference in what that part is worth for my time to pull it out and get it ready to ship versus having to take it apart, drain the fluids, find a pallet big enough and heavy enough to handle it, get it tied down, get all the shipping set up with the freight company, things like that. So I've got to factor all that time into a situation. The other thing, especially when we're on a live walking around the yard, people are asking about prices. How much is that fender? How much is that bumper? Well, I don't know, because I don't know what you need. Do you need the bare fender with no trim, no lights or anything like that? Or do you need a complete fender? And it's so much easier to that's why when people ask about prices, they call me after the fact, because there are, I don't know. I don't want there to be any confusion. I don't want to price you a bare fender and you think you're getting a complete fender. So anytime you see me tell somebody on a live stream, just give me a shout after we get done. I'd be more than happy to talk, happy to discuss it. Let's see who we got. Jeff on. Jeff Lick, how are you doing? Willie's Truck Cabs. Only I've gotten Willie's is a 41, that complete project pickup. We've got Ohio on with us. So that's why oh, great. YouTube says so far no problems. Keep our fingers crossed we got that fixed. And then the other thing about it is when I'm doing these lives, this one I did a couple of weeks ago, we had 200 people on with us. So it's not fair to the other 199 people to stop the live so I can say, okay, do you need a complete fender or a bare fender? What do you need? Things like that. So that's why I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but we need to have that conversation. The other thing about it, does that fender have to be boxed and shipped? Do I have to spend the time to do that? Or are you going to be able to do one of those deals where I say, hey, I got a buddy coming through in 2 weeks, get it off, and when he pulls in the gate, you throw it in his pickup and it's gone. So, all that plays into how I price things. So that's why I don't do it on Facebook. That's why I don't do it on live streams, because we need to have that conversation. And a lot of times, the fender you may see on a live stream, I may have 3 more of them, at least. There's some of that stuff I've got multiples of. And a lot of these guys building a patina vehicle, they may want a faded green or a faded blue fender. I don't know that because I just walked past one that was red, and that's the one you're asking about. So that's why I have to have you guys call me. Finger Lakes, New York on YouTube. Thanks for being here. So that's where all that rolls back into call me and have that conversation. It's a lot easier to spend 2 minutes on the phone and all of us get on the same page than it is for there to be any confusion after the fact, because I don't have time for confusion after the fact. Central Iowa, do I let people in the yard? At this point, I can take you back in the yard and show you what you want to look at. Old Car Guys on YouTube. Jason, what's up, buddy? Hey, so I can't let you go wander, but I'm working on getting paperwork. It's still working. I'm waiting on my lawyer to still get paperwork done to set up the tour type stuff. Hey, we got our buddy Bill Twitchell on. Glad Bill's on with us. Great to hear from Bill. So anyway, and that all boils back down to just call me and let's have the conversation. It takes 2 or 3 minutes. We're both on the same page. And there's no confusion. That's why texting is an absolute horrible way to communicate. I don't have time to play 20 questions on a text. I don't have time to check Facebook, the Nobody Show page, the Nobody Else's Auto page, the YouTube channel for comments. Literally, if I had to stop and answer 20 questions on everybody I sent pictures to on a text. Rico's on with us. Hey, buddy, Rico and Jess are with us from Kansas City. Great to have them on. So, I mean, literally, if I had to go through and follow up and text answers to everybody and do all the comments, I would probably spend a minimum of 2 hours a day just doing that. I can talk on the phone and keep working. If I'm packaging guys' parts and you call me and you've got questions, more than happy to talk to you because I can still keep stuff in their parts in boxes and taping things up while I'm talking to you. And I can stop and take notes real quick and then check it. 71 satellite doors. I do have one 71 satellite two-door hardtop in stock. I don't remember how good the doors are, but you can give me a shout on that here later. I'll get you on my notepad and check it and see. So that's kind of, that's a question I get a lot, and that's why, because there's so many variables. The time, do you need a complete fender, complete door, bare fender, things like that? That all comes into it. Pickup versus shipping, all that stuff plays into it. And then another thing plays into it is payment. If you want to use PayPal, that's fine, but I have to charge you extra because they're charging me. That stuff isn't free. So I've got to factor that into things. If you send me a check, that doesn't cost me anything. If you do Western Union, that doesn't cost me anything. I have to factor all that in because all those expenses add up. And for what I've got invested in this project, that's it's not a cheap deal. I've got an awful lot of money tied up here with 1,100 cars, 20 acres of ground, 6 buildings, plus equipment, trucks, trailers, loader, things like that. So I have to pay attention to all of that stuff. So that hopefully will clear up some of the questions on pricing and how I do things, the way I do it, like on live feeds and when I post stuff. So Jacksonville, Florida, on building a R190 International. That's going to be a big hot rod there. So anyway, I'm trying to keep up with questions. If I'm not seeing your question pop up, if I don't address your question, I'm catching with whatever I can get. And yes, Don Augustine, it is 426 day, so it is Hemi Day. So definitely want to recognize that. Hopefully YouTube is still hanging in there with us. I haven't seen any other comments that it's not, and the computer is not buffering or messing with me on any of it. So keeping my fingers crossed we're still working there. New inventory this week. 1941 Ford truck. I hope all you guys caught the video we did Tuesday on excavating the 1941 Ford commercial truck out of the trees. It was pretty interesting. Our friend Jeff Fertig bought it from him, and he helped us out dig her out. Great. YouTube is working. Yay. Thankfully. After the last couple of weeks, I'm very glad to hear that. Really cool video. We videoed the whole thing. He had this really handy little excavator. He went back there and just plucked the trees out all the way around it, and we pulled her out. That video is on Facebook and YouTube. If you haven't caught that, check it out. It was cool. We did it live on Facebook. We had 300 people hanging out with us when we did that live on Tuesday of the 41 Ford truck. 68 Chevelle console, nothing on that right now. 1954 Chevy Bel Air came in this week, 4-door, but pretty much a complete car. Got Arkansas on with us. Thanks. 6970 Mustang hardtops. I've got 170 Grande Coupe that's still mostly intact, supposedly with a 351 Cleveland in it. So the 54 Bel Air that came in, it's kind of rusty, but it is pretty much intact. Of course, the park light, how the extensions are rusted out. The rest of the grill's not bad. The lower grill filler panel looks pretty good in it. Obviously, super hard to find 54 only piece. 69 Skylark right front fender. I've got one that's got just a little bit of rust in it. But overall, it's a pretty good fender. Tim likes to think of it 426 as Max Wedge Day. That's true. That's very true. Because Tom Hoover built it. That's right. And as a matter of fact, while we're talking about the Ramchargers, if anybody wants to build their own high and mighty, I do have a 49 Plymouth Coupe in stock. True 3-window 49 Plymouth Coupe. If anybody wants to do a high and mighty. 65 Impala 2-door. The only thing I've got in 65 right now is a 4-door sedan. So, the next topic, more cars coming in. We are starting to work at my dad's place again. And so we're starting to move some more Buicks. And he's on with us. Hi, Dad. Glad you're here. And got about 30 more Buicks. If you hung out with us last year, do I sell complete cars with titles or park them out? Either way, I can sell. I am dual licensed in the state of Kansas. I have a salvage license, and I also have a used car license. So I can sell parts. I can sell cars. I can sell anything. I can do anything I want to do. And I'm licensed, bonded, and insured through the state for both things. 41 Chevy Business Coupe. I do not have anything right now. I do have some 41 two-door sedan parts cars in stock. So Dad we got his other lot cleaned off at the end of the year last year. If you were hanging out with us, you saw the cars that came in from his place last year. He's got another lot that we're starting to work on. Caddy hearses, no caddy hearses at all right now. We're starting to work on his other lot. We've got about 30 more cars to bring in. Shot some video out there yesterday that we'll be posting on Nobody's Show starting tomorrow night. Kind of a different video, kind of a little bit different. There's one of those deals. Every story has a beginning. There's always a start to every story, the how, the where, the what, the why. And that's what we've got for you guys tomorrow night. The how, the what, the where, the why, where it started for me, how I got started. Because basically that's where I got started. I cut my teeth on 50s Buick parts as a kid. So got a couple of interesting videos we shot up there. We're going to give you a quick overview of what's coming in from Dad's place in these videos this week, and then we'll give you more detailed walkarounds of those cars as they're coming in over the next few months. So we got a few cars moved in from Dad's place this week, 49 Roadmaster, 55 Special, and a 70 Electra. So those 3 Buicks came in, and I also got the deal, 67 Morris Minor roof, nothing there at all. And then I got a deal put together on about 10 more last Thursday. So it's still going on, always. So lots more inventory coming in. We'll probably start getting some of this batch of 10 this week. So we'll definitely have some more new inventory coming in next week as I start working on that deal. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. The new show's coming out from on Nobody's Show this week. Like I said, it's going to be a whole different atmosphere because we shot these up at Dad's other lot where we're going to be moving the Buicks in from. Early 50s GMC medium duty truck, chrome parts and lights. I've got some early 50s medium duty GMCs. Just have to give me a call on that so I can get that check out, see exactly what you want. Phone number 620-786-4428. It is in the description on the title on all of these videos, no matter whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. So as soon as we're done, that'll all pop up again as far as the phone number to get a hold of me. But 620-786-4428 is the best way to get a hold of me. Trivia. Let's do some trivia. Last week I had a couple guys hit it all at the same time. But I only heard from one of them. So if you were one of the winners last week and you tried to call me, I didn't get it. I didn't get any messages. A-body convertible upper back seat 67 Tempest did not have any 64 to 67 convertible back seats for an A-body. Eric's asking, how do we work out shipping? That just depends on what it is. That's what we touched on a little bit ago. Big stuff, sheet metal, fenders, hoods, and heavy stuff, engines, rear ends, have to be shipped LTL freight. I use FedEx Freight is the company that I'm set up with as far as negotiated rates is for big stuff. Obviously, vehicles, cabs, beds have to be picked up by a transporter. Medium-sized stuff, I do FedEx ground. Small stuff, I do postal. So that's all the type of stuff that, depending on what you're interested in, having that conversation is so critical on how to work out shipping. So let's see, Richard, looking for a 63 Comet 2-door, nothing there. I've only got one early Comet, and it's a 4-door. I do have several 60 to 63 Falcons, but I've only got one Comet. Marty, appreciate the broadcast. Glad you're here. This would be pretty boring by myself if I didn't have you guys here with me. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and taking some time out of your evening. It means a lot to me, and that you guys are even willing to sit here and listen to me. I like doing them. They're fun, and I love having you guys on, and I love your comments, and I love having the conversations with you. So thank you for being here. So let's do some trivia tonight. Tonight, we're going to give away a die-cast 1963 Corvette. This was a Big A Auto Parts die-cast series. This one is actually from 1998, so it's a little over 20 years old. It's brand new and in the box. So I'm going to send this out to this week's trivia winner, whoever's the first one to get it right. So two-part question this week, since we were talking about some Buicks. What year, or actually to start off with, what a signature feature of Buicks forever, basically, clear up even into this century, has been the porthole. I mean, they used them forever. They used them on all different models. They were, basically iconic and tied almost strictly to Buicks. So, what year did the porthole start for Buick, and what models was it available on? Because it was not available. Not all 49 Buicks came with it, only certain models. So, I'll keep an eye on the comments as we're going here and see if we can get a winner tonight on the Buick porthole question on there. So, as of right now, I am showing that I am caught up on all questions. Early to mid-60s Econoline, no pickups. I've got one van, but it is rough. It's been sitting for years. Probably just a parts van at this point, but it does still have a lot of good pieces on it. So, anyway, what else is going on? Obviously, not much industry news because there's nothing really going on in the industry. Marty on with us. Rather watch this than TV. Hey, thanks, Marty. That's great. You'd rather watch me than regular TV. That's exciting. That's great. Old car guy, 58 Roadmaster. No, that's not correct. Chopper One's on with us. I think he got trivia here about a month ago, if I remember correctly. Let's see, 53, no. 48, no. I've got part of it. I've got part of the answer, but I need the models it was available on. It's a two-part question this week. I've got guys getting parts of it, but not all of it. So we're getting closer and closer, but not all of them. There was, I'll give you a little more another tip. There were two models it was available on. Chopper missed the question. What was the year and the two models? The first year and the two models of the first year, the Buick used the portholes. So Jeff's having fun. I'm glad you are. Thanks, Jeff. I got a lot of guesses popping up, and I got guys bouncing all over, and I've got some partially correct answers. So I'm not quite there yet. And we're still popping up, but I don't see it. Said I got a lot of guys that are close, but not all of it. Two models and the year is what we're looking for. And I've got a lot of guys that are hit. I got a lot of guys that got part of it, but not all of it. So we're still got stuff coming in. Ooh, almost Aaron almost got it. Really close, but not quite. Trying to keep up with everybody. Well, this is good actually because last week I had like 3 right answers at the same time. So We're getting super close here, super close, but we're not quite there. So it was definitely the Roadmaster. Yes, that is one of them. There we go. Higginson Ned on the Nobody Else's page. 49 Buick Roadmaster and Super. That is correct. The 49 Special still used the 48 body. And okay, and Aaron got it too. They both came in at the same time. So Higginson Ned and Aaron Wazelis both hit it at the same time on the Nobody Else's auto page. So yeah, now they're coming in like crazy. So I got Higginson Ned and Aaron Wazelis as the first two that popped up on my feed, basically right after each other. So Higginson Ned and Aaron Wazelis, give me a call after we get done and get me your information, and I will get a car out to both of you. Okay. And I apologize if somebody was all coming in at the same time, because we were getting close there at the end, but those were the first couple that popped up that were complete and right. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for playing along. It's fun, and have a good time doing it. And thanks for your participation. And I'll get a couple of these Corvettes out to our winners. So, and hopefully the computer fed me the info correctly, because I am relying on the systems. And then we've had a few issues with that in the past, and I hate that when I miss somebody. And in fact, the Nobody Show on YouTube or on Facebook, I don't have any comments popping up on there. So if any of you guys are commenting, it is not feeding me those at all. Chopper 1, the answer was 49 Super and Roadmaster was the final answer for that. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it, and appreciate everybody's participation. That was fun. And actually, I'll try to do be a little bit tricky, but not too bad, when we can all hang out and enjoy and have a good time doing that, versus like last week when I had 3 answers all pop up at the same time almost immediately. So 69 Firebirds, nothing there at all. I do not have any first-gen F-body stuff. I've got a ton of F-bodies, but no first-gen. The Buick plaque in the background, that is a 1957, 1958 era dealership plaque. It is Newell stock. I found that about 20 years ago on eBay, before eBay really got crazy big, especially on memorabilia. Well, actually, when the memorabilia on eBay was actually real memorabilia, not stuff coming in from India. So Jeff says we're having beer next time. That's not a terrible plan either. So Chopper 1's asking about Chevelle wagons. I do not have any Chevelle wagons right now. Well, I've got one 74, 75 that's just a parts car. But that's the only one. 70s Ford 4x4 truck. I assume we're probably 73 to 79 is what you're looking for, and everything I've got in that era is 2-wheel drive. So anyway, but yeah, this plaque, it's kind of I'll see if I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Was kind of a hard rubber. It's like really super solid now because it's like 65 years old. It's got a tag on it from the Hollis Press, the Hollis Press Company in New York, manufacturers of advertising displays, novelties, and signs. I'll try to show that to everybody so that everybody gets a good, clear view of that. What I believe to be the original tag on the back of it. Really cool piece. Excellent colors. Usually when I've seen these come out of old dealerships, they're warped and heavily faded because they hung in the showroom and the sun got to them. It's kind of a gold with kind of a brownish shadow around the letters. Really cool piece. I was super excited to find it, even 20 years ago. So we'll get that hung back up there. And So that's the scoop on the Buick sign. Too bad Buick isn't around anymore. Yeah, they still make Buicks. Yeah, Buick is still around. Where are we at on comments? Just came across a nice 38 1-ton or 38 ton and a half Hockey Mask grill. Anything for a solid step side box. 38 what, Marty? Give me something to work with there. 57 Ford cars. That is one thing I do not have. One single thing here is a 57 Ford car. It's just something I haven't come across, and I don't know why I haven't stumbled across any of them. They just must have, got scooped up in this area over the years. And I literally don't have a single 57 Ford car in stock. So, like I said, you never know. I'm buying stuff every week, so you never know what may or may not pop up week to week. So, but that's why we do these Sunday night live chats. That's why I use Facebook and YouTube, so you guys can see the new stuff that's coming in. I get pictures posted on the Nobody Else's Auto page. 38 ton and a half Ford. I think for a solid step side box with fenders. Not really. You're probably going to want to go with the big bed on that truck, and I don't really have anything there. Chopper likes the show and loves trivia. So, hey, that's great. You guys think you're having fun doing it. I'm the one that's lucky. You guys are hanging out with me, and we get to do this. That's why it's fun. Yes, Olds and Pontiac is what they are both gone. That is correct. But not Buick. Buick is still around. Saw a Crow oil can on eBay. I don't know if I've got a Crow can or not. I might have to look that up. I got a slug of oil cans. I probably got 500 of them too. So, Mark, is there a site for the cars you have for sale? No, I do not have a regular website. Like we talked about a minute ago, just if I had to just keep up, if I had to answer every single playing 20 questions on text and try to keep up with every comment on both Facebook pages, the YouTube channel, I would spend 2 to 3 hours a day just doing that. So there's no way I can maintain a full website. I do keep stuff updated on Facebook. I do new inventory videos on YouTube. So, and like I said, you can always call me. And just because I don't have something here, obviously, for as entrenched in this business as I am, I know a lot of people that have a lot of cars. Just because I don't have one sitting here, I may know where one might be. So, no, I don't have a site that lists every single thing I have for sale. And the other thing is, with 1,100 cars here, I've got a car that I may not consider a project, but if somebody is looking for something really specific in a certain color and a certain model, and I have that car, even though I may not consider it a project, they say, hey, that is exactly what I want. That is the exact color with the exact options, and I'm going to fix it. Okay, I may not have considered that a project car, but you do because it's what you're looking for. 83 to 89 Rangers, nothing there at all. So Chopper One, says I have a great inventory. Thanks, I appreciate that, Chopper. And John agreed. Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. 58 Plymouth 2 doors, nothing there at all on a 58 Plymouth. So, getting thirsty with all this talking. I hope I'm not boring you guys to death. Probably spend most of the day answering, not 2 or 3 hours. That's very possible. And that's what drives me nuts about texting. I'll send the guy pictures, and then he'll send 10 questions back. That means I would have to physically stop whatever I'm doing, put down the wrench, put down the screwdriver, put down the tape gun, and sit there and do this, answering 10 questions. And that's not productive, especially when we can do it all in a couple of minutes on the phone. So that's why it's so important. Just call me. I can keep working. I can talk to you. More than happy to talk to you. Like I said, give me some information to work with. 90 to 95 Regal with a 3800 V6. I've got some Regals in that era, depending on what you're wanting. So there again, just give me a call. 50 International L120. I have a lot of L Series Internationals. I've got 10 or 15 L Series Internationals. So I've got a lot of pieces for those. No good grills, no good bumpers. If you're curious, those are probably the two most common things I get calls for on the L Series International and the R Series. I might need an assistant. That's true. The problem is there's a huge problem with an assistant in this business. Shayla does help with some of the packaging and things like that. But The problem is getting an assistant. If you don't know, just our friend here, Bob, with the L120, if you don't know what an L120 is, they're not going to be able to help you, which is not going to help me any. So, Chopper goes back to work tomorrow. Hey, that's great. He was off for 3 weeks. Glenn's on with us for his Sunday night old car fix from Minnesota. Glad you're here, Glenn. Thanks for joining us. Once again, if you're on the Nobody Show page, it is feeding me no comments whatsoever. So I don't know what the deal is there. Bob, Merriam, running board brackets for a 50 L series L120. I should have those. If you want to give me a call on that, I'll get you on my list and double check. But I don't see why I shouldn't have some of those. So anyway, guys, I think we're probably about ready to wrap up tonight. Questions are slowing down. I hope you're still enjoying these. They're a blast for me to do. You guys don't know how much fun I'm having doing this. So thank you for being here. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm glad you're hanging out and having fun. They're a lot of fun to do, and they're a blast. So thankfully, YouTube worked tonight. I feel a lot better about that. I felt terrible last week after it kept losing you guys, and you guys were getting frustrated, and I was getting frustrated. Jason, old car guy on YouTube, says Facebook's being glitchy tonight too. So never stop doing these. Okay, well, thanks. I'm glad you guys enjoy them. That means a lot to me. It really does. I'm nobody special by any means, but I have fun doing these, and a lot of people tell me I know a lot about this stuff. So I'll go with that. But anyway, thanks for being here. And we will see you next Sunday. Hopefully you guys decide to come back and hang out with us. John says that's why they made the replay button. That's true. 39 to 47 Ford COE cabs, nothing there except the one that we're building. So nothing extra on 39 to 47 Ford COE except a hood. I do have a 41 to 47 hood panel, grill panel, whatever you want to call it, for 41 to 47. So you can give me a shout on that too. Bill says thank you. It's great to have Bill Twitchell on with us. Good friend of mine. Don't get to see him that often anymore, but glad he can join us. And we better wrap up tonight. We're just past the 30-minute mark. Don't want to drag these out too long and bore everybody to death. So we will see you next Sunday night. Be sure to tune into Nobody's Show tomorrow night for the first episode from my dad's yard. Tuesday night, we're doing Toy Tuesday still. It's not as popular as the car videos by any means. I'm definitely not seeing the numbers on the toy videos, but the people that are watching them like them. So we'll keep doing them, and then we'll have Nobody's Show Wednesday and Friday again. So hang in there. International K6 and up. I do have some of those, so I do have a couple of those bigger internationals also. Anybody got any questions, give me a call. The numbers are on the page, 620-786-4428. It is posted in the text with the live feed on all of these. And thank you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for spending part of your Sunday evening with me. And it means a lot. It really does. So thanks a lot. Tell your friends next week to jump on with us. I'm going to sign off, and we will see you guys here live next Sunday. We'll have some live on locations where we pick some stuff up. Check out the Nobody Shows. We'll catch you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. That's right, Jeff. Thanks, guys. See you next week.